Thanks for choosing us. Now, today, 111 constituencies, orphaned in this country, has been electing new leaders for the NPP as they hope to clinch power in the 2024 general elections. It was stiff competition from allegations of vote buying to allegations of also thievery. All this happened today, and we have a wrap. Watch.
The process, which started at 7 a.m., was marred by confusion, arrests, and demand for change of venue in some areas. At the Adenton polling station near the Greater Accra region, some macho men stormed the voting center, clashing with the police. In the Ashanti region, no money, no vote. That was the stance of delegates at Ejurase as they vowed to boycott the election if they were not paid.
He said,
scanning by
no money, no vote.
At Ablekuma Central Constituency, Christmas came early for delegates as there was free flow of cash.
Interesting.
Yeah, you see.
This is more than 2,000 cities.
Yeah, more than 2,000 cities.
As tensions began to rise, NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, in a statement, called for calm and fair play. After 7 hours of voting, results started trickling in. At Ablekuma Central Constituency, Jefferson Kwamna Saki led with 539 votes.
Well, I think it's a hard-fought battle. It was a very tough competition. You know, having a former member of parliament and then deciding to come and contest him, it's basically not been easy. But I'm very happy that the people of Ablekuma Central Constituency, our party delegates, listened to the many messages that I gave them, the message of a new energy and a new hope for Ablekuma Central Constituency.
At Krowo, Engineer Emmanuel Lai Odai stole the
We apologize for that. Now, moving on, former Fisheries Minister Elizabeth Afolekwe has suffered a heavy defeat in the New Patriotic Party's parliamentary primaries. She lost the elections to a two-time civil engineer at the Ghana Highways Authority, Emmanuel Lai Odai. There's more in this report.
The people have spoken. The NPP party in Krowo has spoken. They have made their choice. I wish to congratulate all party members who came here to cast their ballots. And you made your choice and you spoke very clearly. I, however, wish to say that we need to win 2024. We must win 2024. Yes, whatever happened in the past is gone. It's past and gone. I want us all to have a united front to win the 2024 parliamentary seat.
Well, the New Patriotic Party in the Asawasi constituency has elected Manaf Ibrahim as its candidate for the 2024 parliamentary elections. He recorded a landslide victory with 765 votes, with closest contender Hajia Zainabu Salo polling 229 votes. The third candidate, Usman Yusuf, had 9 votes. There's more in this report.
First and foremost, I would want to thank the members of the party in the Asawasi constituency. I would also like to thank my friends, my family, who understood me, and then I want to thank the Almighty God who protected me throughout this process. I want to appeal to all the other aspirants, my uncle Yusuf Usman, and then our regional treasurer Jiazena, that this is the time that we have to unite and then deliver this seat. It is not good for our image that all of us come from this constituency and then for 20 solid years we continue to be defeated within the heart of our traditional stronghold. So I want to thank each and every one of us here, our friends from the media, the Electoral Commission, the police, of course, our national officer here, and then the municipal chief executive, all other constituency executives. In the course of the campaign, we'll be engaging the media, and then we will be having a conversation as to how we want our constituency to look at in the next few weeks and months before the elections. I want to thank everyone once again. Thank you.
Well, businesswoman Hajia Awudu, for the second time, will be on the ballot for the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 polls. She defeated WA Municipal Chief Executive Ishaq Mumun for the second time in a contest that was described as a battle of the fittest. There's more in this report by Rafiq Salam.
For 15 seconds, triumphant Hajia Awudu hacked his constituency chairman Osman Abdul Hamid, sobbing and reflecting on a victory over her two older cousins, Abdul Nayar Isaku and WA Mayor Isaku Tair Mumin.
It is tears of joy. We've really fought hard. A youth, a constituency executive, the people of WA Central is proving to me that the love they have for me is unimaginable. I'm very glad. I'm overexcited. I just don't know what to say.
She thanked them for giving her a good run for her money, but will want them to put the election behind them and forge ahead for the 2024 polls.
The two brothers that I have, Allah is appetite, and then Naya, we fought a battle. This battle is for all of us as NPP members. We should forge ahead and size the seat and make sure we bring it through.
Hajia Awudu polled 567 of the 1,026 votes that were cast. Isaku Tair Mumin polled 441 votes, while Abdul Nayar Isaku polled 17 votes. Abdul Nayar Isaku was magnanimous in defeat, urging all to rally behind the victor for victory in 2024 polls.
We went to a competition and she won. So what we have to do as a party is to rally behind her, support her to get a seat that we all have been looking for. And so that is my case. I've congratulated her and I've given her my spirit that we are going to fight forward.
Hajia Awudu said her promise of a stronger and thicker political blow for her brother and one municipal chief executive will not be directed to the incumbent member of parliament and NDC parliamentary candidate for the 2024 elections, Dr. Rashid Hassan Pelepu.
I really did what I had to do to prove to my brothers that they have a strong sister who can go along with them in everything to face even the city and who is Rashid help. So this blow is not merely for my brothers, but to prove to the city MP that we can do it and we will do it better.
APA was regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party, SB Kangbareya, has never hidden his dislike for municipal and district chief executives who are filed to contest the party's primaries. He will have wished that they stay off from the primaries. However, 4 of the 7 MDCEs that stood for the primaries in the region lost.
The party is big. There are so many members. If you are chopping the leg, leave the wing for somebody else to. You can't be chopping the leg while looking at the breast. So are you the only one? No, that's not fair. Number two, they hardly ever win the general election because by the time you are appointed DC, it means somebody was dropped and he becomes your enemy and his followers are yours. So you inherit enemies even before you start. So it follows you to the general election. So my reasons are clear.
So now that the other places that you have district chief executive winning,
of course I will support them as party chairman. I have to support them. It's not the face we want, it's the seat we want. Even we get the seat and put a vote on, the seat is still NPP seat. So I'm focused on winning the seat, not who is going to win the seat. So those who are lucky to have won MCs, I'll support them.
Wawa's vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party, James Pefrute, flamed out the parliamentary ambition of the district chief executive for Wawa's Vade Dorote and two others to represent the party in the 2024 polls. Salifu Nelue will have his picture on the ballot paper for the NPP in the Sisala West constituency for the second time after he polled 299 votes against former Upper Sujan youth organizer of the NPP, Bosco Slurutier, who had 192, and the Sisala West DCE, Isa Botton, who performed abysmally with 21 votes. Another MCE who was defeated in the primaries was JoyNews Prime. He was defeated by the Deputy Chief Executive of the Zongo Development Fund, Isa Salifu Dagate, in the Kalifanga at Jiriba. There were harrow wins for Nadimoro Sanda of the Fiemobure Isa, Dr. Owuro Suleimana of Wa East, and Jacob Dere of Laura.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam.
Let's head now to the Ashanti region, Ejura Setri Dumasi to be precise, where Gifting Duma has been given the nod by delegates to represent the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 parliamentary elections.
I will not say that have won. It is NPP that has won. The good people of Ejura Setri Dumasi, I've appreciated the good and quality services that I've rendered over the years. And so I am so happy. And I want to say that I want to appeal to all the other colleagues that contested with me that they shouldn't feel that they have lost. It is NPP that has won. It is NPP that has won because we are all going to work together. We are all going to rally behind the elephants. And I am resolute. I am confident that Nana Kwame, Mohammed, Abdullah Amin, they will all rally behind me for us to win this constituency and break the 8th emperor. I think that I'm so happy.
Let's look at your contender when it comes to the 2024 general election. It is not going to be your MPP contenders, it is going to be Bawa Brima, who has been dominating this particular constituency for some time now. How are you going to take on Bawa Brima come 2024?
Like I indicated earlier, my good brother, the good people of Ejura Setri Dumasi are so happy about my good and quality stuff, the good leadership services that I've rendered to them. And I think that the entire constituents had some confidence in me. The entire constituents have come to appreciate that they need a very good representative in parliament. They need someone who can represent them so well in parliament. And they need someone who can talk to government about the crisis that Ejura Setri Dumasi is going through. And so I am confident. I am so sure that Ishama Allah, come 2024, we are going to unseat our elder brother Alhaji Bawa Brima.
Interesting. Now let's come back to the Greater Accra region and take you to the Korle-Klottey constituency, I beg your pardon, where Nino Norte has been given the nod by his constituents and delegates to represent the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 general elections.
I mean, we've done a lot of work on the grounds. We've done a lot of. We first have to unite the party. This constituency loses to the NDC because of disunity. So the biggest strategy is to unite everybody, bring everybody. I think this is one of the This is the only election that we've had in this constituency that the margin has been like huge, like you could see is very decisive. So that means the constituency is moving in one direction now. What we need to do is to still stretch forth our hands and bring our other brothers and sisters on board, give them roles to play, and then we'll go into 22. I would tell everybody in Klotekoli that the time is now. Let us come together. Let us take back the seat from the NDC's Dr. Zenato. She's done literally nothing for this constituency.
Let's head now to the Okwaikwe North constituency. Nana Madogu has been elected the representative for the New Patriotic Party. Let's see what she's been saying.
I'm not way too surprised. I mean, an election, there are two possible results. Either you win or you do not win. And I have psyched myself that I have been able to speak to every delegate here in this constituency. I have sold them my message. I've sold them my vision. I've sold them my mission. And it was very clear during the interaction with them that they understood my message and they represented with it. And then at the end of the day, I got the majority. I'm going to ensure that I work with everyone. And those who are aggrieved and those who are not aggrieved. It's all part of the process. We have to give them time for them to be able to come out of the situation and then work towards reconciling the rank and file to ensure that we go and retrieve our lost seat. The leadership should be the kind that will be more of people-centered, and the leadership that should be the kind that will be more of ensuring that the party is a lot more formidable than it was when I picked it up.
Okay. How different is this going to be from Ekapim North?
There are different dynamics, different occupations, and different needs here. In Ekapim North, I had a good chunk of the constituents being farmers, and here I have a good chunk of the constituents being traders and artisans. And I'll have to ensure that we factor in a program that will embrace them all and their needs.
You're still watching JoyNews Prime with me, Faustina Safa. We've been bringing you a wrap of the New Patriotic Party's orphan constituency parliamentary elections across the country. We're taking a quick breather. When we return, we bring you more. Do stay. Thanks for choosing us. We're your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Well, this week, we brought you a wrap of some of the top stories and also gave our opinion about them in our editorial with Benjamin Akapo.
Rescued or not? That's the question we ask. Ghana's current state of affairs. In 2016, there was a ferocious tide of anti-government sentiment that swept across every nook and cranny of Ghana. The reason? A flailing economy, which had led us to capitulate to yet another IMF program. An unfavorably high exchange rate that was beating our Ghana cedi black and blue. A high perception of corruption and a pretty stiff cost of living situation. We as a people had just emerged from Dumso, that long-drawn period of power rationing that had impacted businesses and individuals alike, contributing to inflationary figures. It was around this period that we heard from then spokesperson, or should I say aide, to then candidate Akufo-Addo, Mustafa Abdul Hamid, who was briefly the Minister of Information and is today Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority and a stalwart of the governing New Patriotic Party. Now, Dr. Abdul Hamid, while leveling curious allegations of bribery and corruption against the erstwhile administration, wept like a baby, calling on Ghanaians to support Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP to rescue the country from the ruins. This was what he had to say at the time.
That look, my son, if you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country, wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. But there is hope, inshallah. God is not asleep.
It's sad. It's terribly sad. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, in all sincerity, as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallah, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our children.
Then, later in 2016, the New Patriotic Party won the elections on both the presidential and parliamentary levels. Ghana was set to change course for the better. The promises of rapid industrialization, a marked move from taxation to production, a safeguarding of the public purse, rooting out corruption, and even ridding Ghana of the ills of Galamsey became part of the long list of expectations of the ordinary Ghanaian. In no time, however, many aspects of the promises made began to come under scrutiny, for obvious reasons. Then came COVID-19 and the Russo-Ukrainian war, which soon became very convenient whipping boys for this administration, around whose neck it could hang its manifold failures. An economy on IMF life support, inflation at its 2+ decade peak, a Ghana cedi being buffeted and battered by foreign currencies, an exchange rate smothering the life out of businesses, widespread challenges with corruption that are always rebuffed by the ruling administration, challenges with independent power producers, and many more. In the midst of all these national crosses the ordinary man has to carry, when the same Mustafa Abdul Hamid was asked recently about whether Ghana had been rescued 7 years after his administration had taken over the reins of government, this was what he had to say.
Have you rescued this country?
Yes, we have.
You have?
Yes, we have.
High cost of living. Economic crisis.
The economy is challenged, without a doubt. But I'm saying to you, MFA, that we have taken this country beyond where we found it. We are going into an election. I always tell people, when people call me, that's why in the past 1 year, I just do these academic things. Because I tell people, don't worry, no shaking. There is time for debate. We will come and debate the issues in the election year. They will hear from me. And I will justify all the rescuing that we have done of this country.
One rescue, so we can go.
We have saved over 400,000 young people who, but for our policies, will be languishing on the streets of our country, who are today in universities and pursuing proper careers for their life. The human resource of a country, okay, is what runs a country. The reason countries like Japan, Singapore, and so on, don't have mineral resources but have made progress is the human resource. So if you have a president who has been able to rescue the human resource of our country, who over several years, 100,000 of them every year will go onto the streets and lead meaningless lives, and they are rescued and being put on a path to progress and prosperity for they and their families. That's not rescuing. That is rescuing, MFA. We would debate it.
So, has our beloved country been rescued? You be the judge of that. You tell me. Now, if you look at these slides, or this slide that I'm about to share, you can gauge for yourself. Inflation in October 2016 stood at 15.8%. Now, it stands at 35.2%. The exchange rate of the Bank of Ghana for the cedi was 4.20. Now it stands at 11.56. That is to the dollar. Our public debt has moved from 122.6 billion Ghana cedis to 567.3 billion Ghana cedis. Our debt to GDP ratio was 72.5% then. Now it stands at 66.9%, though the dynamics remain completely different. The import cover, 3.5 months. Now it stands at 2.4 months. The GDP growth rate, 3.6% in 2016. Now 3.2%. And finally, the monetary policy rate standing at 25.5%, which was what you would borrow at the time, now standing at 30%. The problems Ghanaians grappled with in 2016 and now in 2023 don't seem to have changed much. So did we go? Or did we come? Have we made the sort of progress we would expect 7 years after what this administration referred to as an incompetent leadership, which was ousted so they, in their competence, could come and change our fortunes for the better? Were the tears of Mustafa Abdul Hamid merely to score political points? Can we dry our tears today, or shall we weep even more, looking at what we have to grapple with today? The years may have gone by, but the malaises of before still remain, and are even worse in many instances. But are the cries of the masses reaching the ears of those we call leaders, especially the ones in political leadership in Ghana? The answer rests with you. It is time for us to reflect deeply as a country on our woes and how to resolve them. As I leave you with the words of Dr. Mzamo Masito, who once said, "The poor do not sleep because they are hungry, and the rich and powerful cannot sleep because the poor are awake." I bid you to reflect on this enterprise as Ghanaians.
Up the bulletin. My name is Faustina Safa. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Have a pleasant evening as you enjoy the rest of our programs.